Aloha and good morning from, where is it here? Upper Cook's Bend Cutoff is where we stayed overnight. That's a long thing to say in the morning. It was very, very quiet overnight. We did not rock. The anchor held good. Lots of swing room. We are at mile marker 277.9 on the Tenn-Tom here on the Tombigbee. And we're heading off to Demopolis or somewhere near there. That's our goal today. We have a lock in about an hour 45. And that's our plan.
Which is why we got up early.
That's why we got up early.
Because we go slow, so we were like, today will be the day that we'll get there to the lock. Because once they let one or two wreck boats through, then they want to do their barges. So it's better to get there first and then go through with other boats, or just get on down the river, because they'll do barges and then they'll do wreck boats, but they're not going to do wreck boat. So we're going to get there and just see if they can take us.
Yeah, Cynthia's right. So since we've been on the Tombigbee, pretty much they've waited until there's a collection of boats to go together. So, and we've had to wait, and others have had to wait. And it's just the way it is. But it was a beautiful day yesterday. Today we have winds gusting to 23. There's a cold snap coming by Wednesday, going down at 24 degrees. So we're going to see how it goes.
Winds on a river versus winds on Lake Michigan.
Right.
That's two different things.
Oh yeah. If winds on
we
Lake
were
Michigan,
on the lake, the waves would be
15 feet.
Yes. Here, it's going to slow us down. We're going to get less fuel mileage.
But as you know, we don't like docking the boat with more than 13-mile-an-hour winds. And so we are not sure that we're going to go into the marina. It may be just easier for us just to drop the hook and anchor.
And we're well provisioned right now, so we'll just see. It's one of those things of wait and see.
So join our boat story on our boat here, Mahalo, as we head south towards Demopolis.
Yeah.
In this episode of our Boat Stories Great Loop Adventure, we'll leave our anchorage near Wasau, Alabama on the Tenn-Tom. We will then continue south just past the town of Demopolis and anchor past the Coast Guard station in Foscue Creek. Aloha, we are Sava, Cynthia, and Alex, along with our two dogs, Lucy and Shadow. We're traveling America's Great Loop, a 6,000-mile North American waterway from Florida to Canada and back down via the Mississippi. Follow us on this journey on our boat called Mahalo. Aloha, just looking at these cliffs, they're not that high, maybe only 200, 300 feet, but they're dramatic. We have the screens closed because it's cold outside, but it is dramatic, and this looks like erosion, over time. These trees, one by one, start coming into the river. So we've got like 7 miles to go between the Heflin Lock to get there. We picked up the speed because they're only going to lock us through with the other boats. So we've got to try to make an 8:30 at the latest. Otherwise, there's a commercial traffic, a barge that wants to come up, and that would delay us like 90 minutes. So we picked it up for speed, and we should be there by 8:25 this morning. Aloha. So we're making progress. This is actually the dam way up from the lock. Usually the dam is next to the lock, but the river actually goes down that way. This is a canal, goes to the Heflin Lock. So that was the lockmaster calling just now, where, as you can see, we got a green light straight ahead. He told us that one of the pins is inoperable, the bollard, so he wanted us to go port side. All our fenders are already set up for a starboard, so we're going starboard side. We're doing the first pin on the starboard side. We're only about 1.5 miles away, should be there in 10 minutes or so. Alright, so the Powell Heflin Lock directly ahead of us here. I'm going to take the third pin. They changed their mind. Take the third pin on the starboard side as we come in. Let's start slowing down. We're off autopilot. Wind's directly from behind, so that should not hinder us at all from staying on the wall.
are Heflin. This is Natalie. We cleared the gate.
So we're filming through the isinglass. It's a little bit cool today. The bank looks so different, doesn't it? You can see like different levels where the water was. It's like in steps. And then fallen trees beside it. And then over here were these two trees with massive root bases showing. Up ahead are 3 looper boats who were in the lock with us. And I'm not sure how far they're going today. Zava, do you know how far they're going today?
Demopolis.
Oh, they're going to make it to Demopolis today.
They're trying to go to the marina again.
So they're going to speed it up. We're going to go close, maybe what, within a couple hours?
We may stop early, depending on the winds.
Because the wind might pick up at 4. So our plan is not to try to go to Demopolis today. But you can see the wind is blowing around through those 2 trees that are right here next to the water. It's windy out there. I thought that there was quite a bit of turbulence in the lock. What did you have to do differently today in the lock?
I had to bump it about every 15, 20 seconds. I had to bump it reverse, yeah, to keep it against the wall.
Yeah, especially for me back at the swim platform, for him to keep it up against the wall, he had to keep backing into reverse. So, and actually the lockmaster was helpful because we said, do you want us to take the first pin? And he said, no, because you'll be too close to the gate as far as turbulence. So that was nice that he made a nice suggestion. So I don't know why Shadow's crying right now. I was just holding him and he's crying. Mama's coming back. So I can see one looper boat left. They're going around the curve. They're going to pick up and go quicker today. So we're going to go back to our normal speed, which is 6.5. We did 8 something to get to the lock to join them. So all is good.
These rocks are quite impressive as we pass by. I don't know how much the Army Corps of Engineers had to cut into this, but my feeling is they probably did a lot of cutting or blasting. Just looking out the window here, we see these white rocks right here, white cliffs. I mean, super bright white cliffs. And I'm gonna zip this, it gets cold out here today. But check those out. Beautiful and contrasting, even on this gray day. Check out this, I mean, it's just so impressive as we come around this corner. And then take a look at this railroad bridge. I mean, the whole thing is just magical. Bright white cliffs, and then this railroad bridge. Totally impressed. I guess it's the highway bridge as well. But it's just the contrast with the bridge and the white stone and the color changing trees. Could only wish that the sun would come out and just highlight the whole thing. Coming around the bend, we see even more of these white cliffs. View from behind. Not sure what that building is over there. It looks like someone built a little house underneath there, inside the rocks, oddly enough. Check out these colors though. Contrast with the white cliffs. fall colors.
So this is Freya, and she is from Florida, and she said, the female captain, she said she can't wait to see the low 20s temperatures because she said, I'll never see it again. She's looking forward to it. And they don't have a dinghy. I don't know, she just said she's from Florida. Alex, can you look at Florida? Okay. Their dinghy is interesting, Wasau. It looks like a little white rowboat. It's not an inflatable, it looks like a hard shell. And she's not using her top fly bridge. I'm filming from the wing door here. We are going around the curve in the river, and on this side are these white cliffs that are just so interesting. As we're just making the curve. The other side is not quite so interesting, it's just trees. But this side, and I'm not sure if this was scooped out. It probably was scooped out to make the canal. It has that look of, you know, the lines on it, that it was scraped out. Some of them have little pointed outcrops, which if this was naturally made, you'd understand. It's almost like, you can't decide if this was already like this, or if the lower part is the part that was dug for the canal and the upper part is natural. Because look at the outcroppings. We saw something like this up by Grafton. We weren't this close, so it's kind of cool to see this close. And of course these pops of fall colors next to the white rock is very pretty. This is probably the brightest colors we've seen today because of how overcast it is. Here's some yellow and orange with the green evergreen. It's very, very nice to see. So on the Tombigbee, before getting to Demopolis, this is the green, calm water, the white bank. Above that is the sand bank, which makes me think they've sprayed cement or something here. See the difference in colors off? You can see the sand above on the bank. Down below, I think they've sprayed cement along the base. So here we have a marker on the tree. So this is the Demopolis City Dock. We are looking at the depth here. There's a pavilion, there's a ramp, there's a parking lot. And we were just seeing if this was actually deep enough to actually tie up. There's a nice playground right up here at the top of the hill. Not sure I'm seeing restrooms, but I am seeing pavilions. Now that may be restrooms there in the middle. Not sure next to the flagpole if it's open just seasonally. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4 pickup trucks here with trailers, so people have put fishing boats in today. There's the water tower. So it's about 8 feet here at the dock. So it would be deep enough if you wanted to tie up here during the day. There is no signs posted about overnight stays, either for or against, but you can see they have some cement pylons and stuff here that are kind of broken up. There's a stairway that comes down. I guess that's like a little fishing pier, because at the end of the floating dock is a ramp that you could walk up. So not a bad little dock. I didn't know they had a city dock, so it's nice to see. And we're just kind of looking around here. Along the road to the parking lot, there is a truck, and then there's another car over there. I think people just parked at the park. But very nice, lots of benches, some sidewalks up around. Very nice. Here's the water tower for the town. One of the water towers, because there's another one over there. 3 total. We're going to go to the Coast Guard Anchorage. This is kind of a modern looking building. On the Nebo map, I think it said the Civic Center. And you can't tie up to the Civic Center, but there is actually some guys fishing with a really long fishing line right in front of the Civic Center of Demopolis.
That same white rock that we saw before.
Yeah.
I think that's the bedrock.
It's either that or it's sprayed with something, because here, Alex, you can see the sandy bank that erodes very drastically, but underneath, where it's white, it almost looks like they've sprayed cement to hold it.
I don't think so.
Okay. It's just like right there where you have the rocks. It looks like a border, you know?
No, it's not likely they'll paint it.
No, not painted. It's just white cement is what I think.
I don't think so.
Leave it in the comments if you guys know. So over here toward the front, we've got these 2 water towers, the second and third ones, and then it looks like a large granary or an elevator of some kind straight ahead. One of these inlets we're going to be pulling in to the Coast Guard area. So they're filling this barge here. There's a lot of workmen over here having discussions. There's a water pipe. Not sure what this water is that's spraying over here on the side, but you can see how they have arranged it so the sand is heaped in little peaks all along it. So I think then they still have covers that they're going to put on it, possibly. We've seen some things with covers. We've also seen sand transported without covers. So it's just interesting seeing the process. And here we have Alex. So Alex, did you get a nap in today?
Yep.
I think Alex took a nap today. Lucy, of course, she has napped all day. Daddy has had to stand a lot because there's been debris somewhat in the river. Not a lot, but enough he had to stand. So I think everyone's looking forward to anchoring for the night. Right, Shadow? We're going to anchor at where the Coast Guard station is. Definitely there's a bit more of a chill in the air than there was even this morning. So as we're coming up here, there's a lovely campground, which even though the temperatures are cool, there's a lot of people camping here. This is on a Monday. We've got some trailers, fifth wheels, RVs, and I'm not seeing anybody outside because probably it's too cold, but I see bicycles. So people have all of their fall camping gear here, but it's chilly enough. I think people are tucked away inside their vehicles. So there's a little bit of an inlet there. I'm not sure that that's even an anchorage. It's probably too shallow, but there's a little inlet in there where this campground is. And now we're moving on up ahead. And up ahead is the lock, isn't it, Alex? Straight ahead is the lock.
Yeah.
So this.
Here's the inlet to the Coast Guard station and the Army Corps of Engineers office.
Here you can see our path to this well-protected anchorage in Demopolis, just past the Coast Guard station. It is deep enough for their Coast Guard cutter, so definitely deep enough for us. The anchor will only hold 1 boat our size. We saw about 9 feet at anchor and had 60 feet of chain out. It's also a very good place to walk the dogs on shore. We had 23 mile-an-hour winds overnight and did not feel it at all. Again, thank you so much for joining us on this journey today to Demopolis, Alabama. On your way out, please subscribe and hit that like button. It means the world to us. And we love your comments and questions. We'll see you again next time on our boat story.